All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this series that we have going on here with Dune Imperium. We're doing this series to go over the new Uprising variant that has come out on the digital form, right? So, Dune Imperium Uprising digital series here. This should be a lot of fun. I've been waiting for this to come out to the digital space so that we can play it. I really, really enjoyed this kind of revamp of this kind of board game, you know what it was, and came to digital as Dune Imperium. The expansions, Rise of Ix and Immortality came out, and now we have Uprising out here. So this one's really cool. This is the base game, but remade basically. So there's new mechanics, there's new characters, new heroes, and I think that it's kind of cool. We'll go over maybe just some of my thoughts on the remake and where they've gone with it, different things like that. I definitely enjoyed this one's a ton of fun to just play as itself. No expansions. I've played this one only in person, and I haven't ever played it with expansions in tandem kind of thing. So yeah, this series is going to cover a lot. We're going to go over some differences from the base game to this version of Dune Imperium. We're going to go through the rules of Dune Imperium Uprising, the new things that are introduced, how that all works, and the different mechanics that are involved with that. And then we're going to play some games, just go through them against the AI kind of thing, have some fun with it, see how things transform, and I'll make notes of strategies that I enjoy, things I don't like about the game, things I do. I think there's only literally like two from what I've played with that I can think of that I don't like about the game currently. But, in the digital format, you can just play so many games in quick succession that you really do learn more about the game itself and what you enjoy, what you don't like, what's cool, what's not. So we'll be able to see some of that as I go through various games, which will be a lot of fun. With that, maybe eventually some friends will also want to get this game, and we'll have like a part of the series where we all play a game, hear their thoughts, their strategies, their questions, just kind of have some fun with it. But the digital form also should have challenges with this game as well. So we're going to go play through each and every one of those challenges to see how it goes and have some fun with that as well. So that should be a lot of fun. And I also think we'll have a part, maybe after I just play a few games myself, kind of go through the rules, where I put a list of all the leaders, just to rank those. I can also do a ranking of the cards eventually as well for this game. But it should be a lot of fun just doing a full series kind of just on all of those little bits and pieces and topics. Should be a good time, and hopefully people will join along, take a look, and if there's any questions, I will be willing and able to answer those as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Alrighty, well, first thing is first, we need to buy the DLC, right? So here we are. We got it on Steam right here. Dune Imperium, right? Not as many reviews as I would have expected. I should review this, but phenomenal board game. Best board game out there, if you guys don't know, in my opinion. I don't play a ton of board games. I'm not a board game super enthusiast kind of thing, but this one is so good. It's the right amount of strategy, the right amount of chill vibes, amazing art, amazing universe, really fun with friends, so many variants that you can go with it. We can even take a look through some of these pictures here because it actually talks through some of the stuff I like about it. So got some awards, looks like. Deck building, right? So this game has deck building. Deck building is such a cool aspect to me. We've got trading card games out there. We've got all sorts of stuff, right? Deck building, phenomenal. This game has it, right? You need that, if you ask me, in a board game. At least one that would intrigue me, right? So that we've got that. Deep gameplay makes some sense. I think the whole point of that is, yes, it is very strategic. You've got to think ahead. You've got to plan. You've got to be wary of random chance things that it can occur. You never know what's going to happen, kind of thing. So there definitely is a lot of that strategy involved there. Let's move for me. Fierce conflict. So there's also fighting in this game, which not a lot of board games have, but you fight in this game and you conflict with each other. So that's really cool. Tactical plays is what I meant with like chance-based intrigues. You never know what you're going to get kind of thing, but it can change the tide, right? cross-platform, that's that. So the other things I wanted to make point of, so deck building, conflicts, you have agent or worker placement, and you also have resource gathering. All of those mechanics combined into a relatively straightforward play a few times and then you know the rules kind of game, and then from there play more times to really get better at the game, if that makes sense. And it also has hero or leader selection, so you also play as a character or as a leader, which, come on, like what board game has leader selection, deck building, conflict, agent, worker placement, and resource gathering, right? Like, I don't know, this one does, and it's phenomenal. So here we are, yeah. Dune Imperium, base game, right? You can do, there's also the Rise of Ix and Immortality, which I have both of and I've played a lot of. So that was a lot of fun. And now we've got Dune Imperium Uprising. So here we go. We definitely need to get this. I'm very excited. Add this to my account, for my account. Continue to payment. Okay, this is something I should hide for a quick sec. BRB. Boom. Okay, here we are. So, just double check everything's working here. I think so. I think we're good. Should be audible. Solid stuff. Solid stuff. Let me know if anything's wrong with the stream too. All right, there we go. We've purchased it. Now we're going to install content. Hopefully that takes me to the correct location. Maybe because it's DLC, I just need to open up the game now. New DLC has been added to your account. Cool. So now I'm just going to hit play. And we're going to kick this off. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and go towards the game. Dune Imperium. Alright, I can stop my Spotify music for us here. We can take a look into the game itself. Let's see. Do we want to throw on... do something like that, but I think actually we're going to keep it off, now that I think about it. Alright, here we go, and welcome to Dune Imperium Uprising. Would you like to play the tutorial? Yeah, sure, let's do a tutorial. Let's go through that. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Fundamentals of power, this is like for the base game. Conflicts, politics. Oh yeah, there's even like alliances that you can make in this game too. Like yet another aspect that's so phenomenal. Some warfare, learning about Ix. This is learning about immortality expansion, and now we have learned the basics of Uprising, sandworms, and the shield wall, spies, battle icons, contracts, and the new board. Oh boy, here we go. The time for revolution is now. Lead well and be victorious. Thank you very much, Stilgar. We've got the art from the movies too, guys. Oh my goodness. I see the path. I won't fail the Fremen, Stilgar. Oh, I'm deep. Conflict revealed. Skirmish. This is a new icon we'll talk about, but here we are. So it looks like there's only 2 of us in this tutorial. The landscape of Arrakis has changed since we last battled here. Let's take a look. Alrighty, yeah, what's different? You recognize a few familiar board spaces, but most are new or changed. With all the conflicts, swordmasters are easier to come by. Okay. Now, only the first player to take one pays 8 Solari, while everyone else pays 6. Kind of a new little mechanic. If you're the first one to buy your swordmaster, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more, but you know, you get your swordmaster first. Afterwards, it's a little bit easier for everybody else. Other spaces have changed entirely. Send an agent to the new Fremen board space, Fremkit, to draw a card. So this Fremen board space no longer gives you water. It just lets you draw a card. So we're going to take our diplomacy card and put an agent onto that square. And we'll draw our card. Perfect. So hold off on deploying any troops and see what the princess tries. We shall do that. We've got the princess. End our turn for now. Spice refinery play. By order of the Imperial throne, you will submit. Oh boy, she wants to win this game. She wants to contest me? What reward does this conflict bring? So yeah, let's learn about that. Take a look at the symbol in the upper right corner. So we've got a little dagger there, a crysknife, sorry. Each conflict has one of 3 different battle icons now, right? You've got a crysknife, you've got the desert rat, which I think is called something specifically, and then an ornithopter. When you win a conflict, in addition to its other wards, you also gain this icon, okay? And we'll see why that makes sense right here. So when you collect a second battle icon of the same type, the 2 immediately convert into a victory point, right? So if you win 2 wars that have a crysknife, you pair those 2 war icons pretty much, and they convert, they change, they transform, whatever, into a victory point. So now you even have to pick and choose which wars you want to go after, which is so cool. I love this aspect of the new game. This great aspect of the new game. So good. Each player starts with a random battle icon, right? So I do have a desert mouse. So I started with a desert mouse, and the princess started with the crysknife. So the princess right now has more incentive to win this war to get the icon. You need to win it. I can block her, obviously, like that's my incentive, but for her, it's like, oh, she really wants this because she'll get a victory point by pairing those 2 if she wins this war. So that means it's even better to win conflicts for battle icons I already have and to keep my enemies from doing the same. Well, I am, foreseeing the future right now. That's what I'm seeing, right? Did I not just say that? I think I just said that. So, okay, let's keep going. So you see clearly, send an agent to Arakeen and enter the conflict. We want to fight. We're going to use reconnaissance to go to Arakeen. This board space is the same. Lets us get a troop and a card. And we are going to fight. So with 2 daggers, we're thinking, Muad'Dib's thinking that he can prevail with just 2 troops. So we're going to throw in 2 troops only. Wow. Desert belongs to the Fremen. Okay. And then the princess is delivering supplies. So that is not an attack square. So no extra troops are going in to fight for her. We're going to reveal now. And this is the best part of this game. Spies. Okay, so you'll notice that many new cards feature the spy icon. Perfect. It looks like this card will give me a spy as soon as I take it. Spy network. Yep. So if I buy this, I get a spy. That's cool. So we're going to get Spy Network. Spies are placed at one of the observation posts around the board. So cool. So you could put a spy on any of these kind of glowing locations right here. And they have connections. So like these 2 are connected from this observation post. This post is connected here and here. And likewise, this one just to this. So those are the connections, I guess. This one's connected to all 3 of these. So we're going to continue. So we're going to place my spy on Haga Basin's observation post. I have a feeling it may be useful later. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do that. So we put a spy there. Very nice. And I see there's a new reserve card available. Yes. New reserve card, guys. Here we go. Prepare the way. This is no longer your Arrakis liaison. It is prepare the way. Preparing the way for Muad'Dib, right? It gets stronger when you're good standing with the Bene Gesserit, right? So in the base game, you have these kind of alliances that you can make with people. You can be Fremen, you can be Bene Gesserit, Spacing Guild, Emperor. And like if you were 2 up in the Fremen, you would unlock a board space that you could go to, right? If you're 2 up in the Spacing Guild and you're playing with Rise of Ix, it lets you go to a board space, things like that, right? So the one for Bene Gesserit in this game now is if you have 2 influenced Bene Gesserits, the Prepare the Way also draws you a card. So it gets stronger as the game goes on, which is pretty cool. It's like if you want to go Bene Gesserit now, this is a good option. And it reveals for 2 influence, which is really cool as well. It showcases that it still, lets you buy cards kind of thing. So this one's a really cool change that they've done. So we're going to acquire Prepare the Way. perfect for what I want to do. I'm going to end my turn. Princess reveals for 4. She gets Paracompass. Alright, and I won the war. Perfect. Including the battle icon. Awesome. I get to go up in a faction. She gets some rewards. We're going to go next. And we're going to gain an influence with the Fremen. Improve your influence with Fremen. Perfect. So now we have 2 icons here. Cool. Alright, conflict revealed. Test of loyalty. Alrighty. Ornithopter. Neither of us have this icon. Espionage is where we're going. Good looks, good looks. She gets a spy. And a card. Alright, in Uprising, you have the opportunity to take and complete contracts. This could be a great help to the war effort. This is really cool too. I like this part of the game as well. Contracts now. It's a whole separate objective that you can take a look on as you play through the game. And what I like about this with respect to intrigues is you can see what's coming or like what's there. There's 2 contracts open at any time. You don't know what's going to come next, right? But you can play around what's there. Whereas intrigues, it's kind of a gamble always. You can play around them afterwards. But this, because it's somewhat visible, it's really nice that it gives you that kind of added level of, oh, maybe I should go for a contract, or oh, this works perfect with my plan and what I plan to do in the future kind of thing. So it gets you certain resources, stuff like that. So it's cool getting contracts, and there's other perks that we'll probably get into it eventually, but it's a cool kind of idea that you can play into your game. So that's what those are. There's 2 new board spaces where you can find them reliably. Accept contract and dutiful service. So this is accept contract here. You get just a contract, this icon, and a card. And then dutiful service will give you a contract. But you also go up in the Emperor, so that's kind of this tile. So we're going to send an agent to accept contract. Perfect. So whenever I gain a contract, I may take one of the 2 available. So I can take the Arakeen contract or the Sardaukar one. So most contracts require you to send an agent to a certain board space, at which point the contract is complete and you gain its benefits. So I need to have this contract and then send an agent to the space in order to complete the contract, if that makes sense. So the Arakeen contract shouldn't be too difficult, right? It's not too hard to get to Arakeen. So we're going to accept that one. Oh, they put a little symbol next to it. That's cool. All right, so you can see the contracts you have near your resources. And then the first number is contracts you haven't completed. The second is those you have. So that's cool. So I have 1 contract. I've completed 0. That's cool. All right, I'm going to end my turn. Princess goes to Arakeen. She's going to trash a card. And she's going to fight. Alright, you'll need to help repel the princess forces. Now that you have 2 influence with the Fremen, send an agent to seek Tabor. Okay, so this is the Fremen kind of alliance, right? So if you have 2 influence with the Fremen, you can go to seek Tabor. And seek Tabor has definitely changed. Okay, we're going to get some cool stuff here. Yeah, so prepare the way we're going to use to go there. Now, Seek Tabor is different than I remember. Now I have 2 options, right? So Seek Tabor, you can get the Troop in a Water was the base game. That was it, right? But now you also get a Maker Hook is what this is called. So that's one option. And the other option, it's not highlighted for some reason, which I don't know. We'll see, but let's continue. So the first time you visit Seek Tabor, you will have to choose the first option. I'll show you what the second is for later. Huh. Do you have to choose the first option? I didn't think that was the thing. Oh, you should. Sorry, should choose the first option. Okay, so you don't have to. So we're going to take the first option. So in addition to a water and a troop, you now get a Maker Hook, like I was saying. With these, you'll be able to ride mighty sandworms into battle. So having a Maker Hook, it gives you the capability of riding sandworms into a fight. Who does not want to do that? I mean, everybody wants to do it, right? So for now, we're going to deploy troops as I wish and end my turn. Honestly, I'm gonna go with... Wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, undo. Dang. I didn't realize I did not have an agent. Whoops. That was a misplay, but that's okay. Princess is buying some cards. Oh my. This card looks dope. Wow. Alright, acquire cards and end my turn. Cool, let's do it. This is literally just a diplomacy, which is fun. Sure, we'll go for this. Alright, end my turn. She just won. I should have put a troop in, but I messed up. It's okay. Normally you can undo that, but it's fine. She's going to place a spy. And conflict revealed. Protect the sieges. It's a desert mouse. I would like this one, because then I would get a victory point. Alright, this icon indicates that there's a contract you can complete by sending an agent to Arakeen. Very cool. So it looks like we're going to do that. And I've satisfied my contract, so I'm going to collect the rewards. Place your spy at any observation post. Cool. We are going to place a spy... Where do I like to go and place a spy? Maybe here. Keep in mind, certain effects will reward you for having completed contracts. Yes, that's cool. Conserve your troops for now. I have a plan. Sounds good. Haga base. Oh, they go Haga. Depart for Arrakis. She gets some troops. She puts 3 in. Wow. Now that you have maker hooks, you have access to sandworms. The powerful units can be summoned at Deep Desert and Haga Basin. Very cool. I don't have enough water to send an agent to the Deep Desert, and Princess Irulan just blocked Haga Basin with her agent. True, but the spy you placed earlier can help. You can ignore enemy agents out of board space by recalling or spending a spy connected to that space. So that's so cool. So spies let you infiltrate, basically, a player's square if they've got an agent who has gone there. So I'm going to take Dune the Desert Planet, consuming or spending my spy, and then I can go there. So now that I've gone there, I can choose something. So when you send an agent to a sandworm space, you choose take the base spice for that space or summon a sandworm. 2 sandworms in the case of Deep Desert. Okay, so click next. Normally you would just get any bonus spice here for either choice, but the princess beat you to the round, so I'm going to summon a sandworm. We have a stinking sandworm. Let's go. So sandworms are worth 3 combat fighting per unit. They hit hard. They're also immediately deployed and can't ever be retreated. So I'm just riding a sandworm into the fight instantly when I recruit it. However, their true power comes from their effect on combat rewards. So for all conflicts in which you have a sandworm, or more than one, the rewards you gain from the conflict are doubled. Just flat out doubled. Now in the future, as we play the game and I do rounds, this is one thing I don't actually care for. It feels vague. It feels not super thought out, if you ask me. And the conflicts, and this is even a good case, which I can keep getting into later. If you get a troop back from this conflict for first or second, it feels weird to fight and then be rewarded with who you just fought with a ton, if you ask me. I guess it's limiting, like you need to go on attack squares to put troops in. There's a lot of these, and when you just double those rewards and get 2 troops, it's very weird effect to me. It doesn't, like, you need to make sure the conflict rewards are balanced for sandworms in certain arrangements kind of thing. And I feel like, having played a little bit, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't feel quite right. But anyway, that's what they do. Sandworms, you put 1 in, if whatever you win, double your rewards. So this doesn't include battle icons. However, which are always 1 per conflict. Yeah, so I don't get 2 desert mouses, I just get 1. So we're going to fight. So we're going to send 2 troops, and we're going to confirm. And I have 2 daggers. Dutiful service, she's going to get a contract. She takes Sardaukar. Alright, she just used an ability, another ability of spies, gather intelligence. Whenever you send an agent to a board space you're spying on, you can recall that spy to draw a card. Yeah, so there's 2 uses for spies. You can infiltrate, like we have, or if you go to that space, you have the option of consuming the spy to just draw a card, which is very cool, if you ask me. It lets you kind of pick and choose, this is where I want to go, and when I do so, I can draw a card for doing it, which is really cool. And there's certain cards in the game that, there's my favorite card, which I think is really unbalanced in my opinion, but it's my favorite card. It's cool, and it interacts with spies, so spies are pretty dang awesome. Alright, let's continue. Okay, gonna reveal. If you've deployed, I see you've deployed some new skills. Oh, nice. So Muad'Dib, which is Paul Atreides, has a new hero. There's a new leader. Unpredictable foe. So in my reveal turn, if I have 1 or more sandworms in the conflict, I just get an intrigue. So that's pretty cool. That's right. Thanks to the chaos that sandworm created, my unpredictable foe ability is finally active. Nice. So I also revealed Spy Network, but doesn't have 2 spies on the board to be able to use this effect. That's fine. From this point on, make your own choices and demonstrate what you've learned. Alright, we're off to the races. We are going to grab the Bene Gesserit Operative. I do like this card a lot. And we're going to end our turn there. She gets Northern Watermaster. Well, this is my favorite card. They're playing for everybody to see right here. Here we are. Cards with this agent icon can be used to send an agent to any board space you're spying on. So Emperor. It lets you go to any space that you're spying on, right? And it also says if you recall to spy this turn, you get to go up in a space. So basically, spy, go there with this card, take the spy back to draw a card, and you get to go up in a faction again. So it's almost an, in effect, double faction jump on like an influence place if you spy there, which is just so good. Plus you get the rewards for going there. Or maybe you just reveal it to set up the spy and then go from there. It's such a good card. It's my favorite card. I feel like it's so good. Yeah. Alright, we're going to pass on that. Looks like we're winning so far. Very nice. Our goal is to get to 5 victory points. We won, and thanks to our sandworm, we got double rewards. Boom, straight up. So battle icon, it doesn't get double, but since we already had a matching one, we get a victory point. Perfect. So we get a victory point from our desert mouse. And we get to go up twice in the Fremen. We got 2 water, and we got 2 troops back for doing this. So all my troops I put in effect, are just given back to me. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Secure Imperial Basin. Alright, so Secure Imperial Basin dictates that you can't do sandworms, which is denoted by... Yeah, okay, so this conflict card looks different. Its orange color and the icon on the bottom indicate the conflict takes place behind the shield wall, a mountain range which protects the cities of Arrakis, right? So this is the shield wall, and this is the Secure Imperial Basin, which is behind the wall. So sandworms cannot get past the shield wall, so they can't be deployed to conflicts like this while the shield wall is intact. However, if the shield wall is destroyed, sandworms can be used in these conflicts normally for the rest of the game. You've already seen one method of doing so, Seek Tavern. So if I can destroy the wall with this icon here by going to Seek Tavern, which I guess I could here. I have so much water though. I don't have my 3rd agent, my Swordmaster. Maybe I'd like to draw more cards. Sure. Recall a spy to draw a card? Sure. So we're going to draw 3 cards. So we just drew a card from that. And then 1, 2. I like this icon. This icon looks nice. Okay, then we're going to fight. May as well go all in. We get a troop back for doing so, so whatever. It's like in to win. Okay, and then we are going to break the wall for fun and draw a card in doing so. Yes. That was a cool animation. Draw a card. If I have 3 influence, I can get a victory point. We're going to not fight. End my turn. She takes a contract. Alright, some contracts work a bit differently. They may want you to harvest a certain amount of spice in a turn or acquire a spice must flow. Some even complete themselves immediately. So yeah, so this one is harvest 3 plus spice. So if you go here, 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 and you harvest 3 spice from the base plus any excess on maker, then you complete this contract is the idea. Okay, so then we're going to reveal. I see you've deployed some new skills. Interesting that it replayed that. Whoa, this thing's glitching. Uh-oh. We already found a bug. Alright, we're going to get Interstellar Trade. You know, gives us contract. Ooh, Desert Power is so cool, though. That's such a cool art. we will go for this one, though. And we will grab Harvest. Because I plan to harvest some spice. Oh, it dictates that so like if you go here, you will harvest at least 3 plus, so that's cool. And you can see here, the card I just got. It reveals for every contract I've completed. So if I complete this extra one, its reveal power will be 2, which is kind of cool. So, gonna end our turn there. Princess reveals, she's gonna buy. She takes my favorite card. Alright, pass there. Looks like we're gonna win by a long shot. We got some spice. We got the banner for Imperial Basin. We got a troop back. Chris Knife is up, which is nice. If we win this, we get another victory point. And I can get 2 victory points straight from doing this. I kind of just want to get spice by going here. So we're going to do that. We're going to fight. And we may as well just consume this intrigue to get 2 VPs. That gets me to 5 right here. So I knew you'd prevail. We're on our way to winning this war. Boom. Done. Just like that. Clean it up, guys. 5-1. Good stuff, good stuff. Tutorial complete. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching that. That is step 1 in this series, it looks like. Tutorial completed. We're kind of able to go through just some basic mechanics in the game. And I also gave some notes on differences from the base game to this current game. And we got to play a new leader, different things like that. So we'll definitely be going through more, but it was fun to be able to do the tutorial itself right here. So thanks for following along there.